All right, Mel, what's your topic?
My topic is about one of my favorite manga, Ballroom A Yokoso, or Welcome to the Ballroom. It's not super popular, but it is highly ranked, like on
I'd
my
never heard
anime
of it.
list, right? And it should be getting more attention since it has an anime in July coming out, which I'm looking forward to. It's 46 chapters monthly, so that's
Been around a while.
yeah, or what is
And the author even went on hiatus for a little bit, right?
Yep, and a whole year.
Oh my
because the author Tomo Takeuchi, they got ill, which is very common.
Yeah, manga always got ill because they just work so hard.
Yeah, but it's about a boy named Tatara Fujita who doesn't have any real motivations or dreams, and he would like one talent. He doesn't want to be super smart or amazing at sports. Just something that would give him confidence.
Yeah, because he in the first chapter he gets beat up by bullies basically, and he's trying to kind of find something to help him, like Mal said, boost that confidence up.
Yep, and through coincidence, the what he was a flyer he was looking at when right before getting beaten up, and a passerby, he ends up being dragged to a dance studio by Sengoku Kaname, who happens to be Japan's top competitive dancer, and he's a master of all 10 dances. And in competitive dance, you have two types, 5 in each, and its standard set is waltz, Venetian waltz, foxtrot, quick step, and tango. And the Latin ones are samba, cha-cha, jive, paso doble, and the rumba. And he's the top dancer in Japan. He does all 10. And Tatara ends up deciding that he wants to be like Sengoku and become a competitive dancer. And so the manga follows him throughout it all.
Yeah, I you mentioned this to me, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna, at least get some bare bones, find out what it's about, maybe read the first chapter. So it was a few hours before we started recording, I started reading the first chapter. Now I'm already like 8 chapters in, and it's a monthly manga, so it's basically like 45 pages as a chapter, so it takes a while to read that stuff. I think it's really interesting, really good. Like, it's always these weird sports manga and anime that end up coming out really well.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for like main characters with no inherent ability that I just end up putting in tons of hard work to make it. Which is basically what happens.
There's a hilarious scene early on in the manga where I think Sengoku's basically like, the first dance he teaches Tatara is, he's like, all right, you got to learn the waltz. It's a basic 3/4 rhythm. It's like the easiest one. It's what everyone starts with. Keep doing it. Keep practicing. He's at their studio.
Step. He's like, keep doing this box step until I tell you to stop.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and he's like, just leaves. And then Tatara ends up doing it like all night long.
Yeah, because he was pissed off.
Yeah,
Sengoku gets pissed off because he didn't like Tatara's like, I want to be like you, and he's like, do I make it, or am I such a chump that it'd be so easy to be like me? And so he just like leaves for the night.
Never tells him to stop, so he didn't tell him to stop, and he keeps dancing all night until they come in the studio the next morning and are like, you goofy idiot, what have you been doing? And he's like, oh, I didn't even notice it was light outside. You got like the light shining in their studio. It was hilarious. I like the manga that have the very funny like facial expressions and reactions that people do. Those are typically like the gags that usually get me in manga. And the art's actually surprisingly good.
It's
like
so
the
good.
dance stuff, the way the lines are drawn and the movement and all that
stuff.
Yeah,
for the motion shots, it starts to like dissolve into like speed lines, basically.
Yeah, and the characters will blur and stuff. And you get a really good pacing of the quick movements and the snapping, like when the girl will bow and the guy will lower her, or when they swirl around the dance floor. It's very creatively drawn.
It's a very character-driven shonen. Doesn't do the the typical like at least weekly shonen stuff where it's just all the competitions are all you get and it's all special moves and abilities. Like it's the competitions are important, but it's the focus is on Tatara trying to make it in the world of competitive dance with the different teachers, partners, and rivals. So yeah, the character development's really good.
Yeah, I think it's going to have a big anime when that comes out too.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, it's Production IG, who did stuff like Eden of the East, Gets, XXX Holic.
Yeah, they've done a bunch of video game animated cutscenes for video games, like Obbs' favorite Tales of Abyss, and all the Tales basically, and Persona 5. And then they did
skating on the highway.
Well, they did that. They also did Ghost in the Shell, Attack on Titan, but they have done the Koro Koro no Basket for sports anime and the new volleyball one, Haikyuu.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then the guy who's going to be doing the music is the same guy who did My Hero Academy's music.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show has great music. And this is why I'm saying I think this is going to be big. We were talking about this earlier, Mal. Is this going to do for ballroom dancing what Yuri on Ice did for skating?
I can only hope so.
Everyone loves Yuri on Ice.
Right.
And deservedly so. I haven't watched all of it, but I liked what I did see. It really made skating interesting.
Right.
Was the best thing I liked the most about it. I think this is kind of what Production IG is going to kind of try to ride on the coattails a little bit of Yuri on Ice and
possibly
throw out another weird esoteric sports anime about ballroom dancing and see if it catches on with people. Because I mean, it's a very similar sport to ice skating. So that's kind of where I drew that connection.
Yeah, that's probably a fair one. I don't know about the timetable of when they decided to make this one versus seeing the success of Yuri on Ice, but it may have had something to do with it.
Yeah, there's no telling. I mean, Yuri on Ice was fall last year, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of my favorite manga. There's no like, it's not like romance is never really the focus. Like it's kind of like you can see like characters might like other characters, but there's no stupid like everyone two characters fawn over each other but won't confess because of reasons.
Yeah, that's the problem with most anime manga romances.
Yeah,
there's always the weird like we can't be honest with each other about something, and it creates needless complications and it drags on. And
I hate that about any anime or manga ever. It is the worst and most artificial form of conflict creation in a storyline. Characters can't fucking be honest with each other, really?
There is conflict, like with the sexual tension that comes with dancing, right?
Yeah.
But it's definitely more mature than like typical shonen.
Yeah, I want to see more anime like, I think it's Oromonogatari, where the characters just hook up in like the first 3 episodes, and then like it's never really, and then they're fine for like the rest of the series. I mean, I'm not saying that this one needs to do that. I'm just saying like that's more of a probably clever play on romance to make it not like so trite and overdone like everything else is. Especially shoujo manga, which I like shoujo manga, but that happens a lot in shoujo stuff.
Yep.
Usually when the whole plot revolves around the romance, you have to find a way to make it drag out. Unfortunately, contrived misunderstandings are often the way you do it.
Yep.
So...
I mean, I feel like it's a little bit relatable, though, too, sometimes. You know, the whole, I have a crush, but I don't know how to approach them.
Yeah, that's fine. It's more like here's the love triangle, and this guy says weird stuff about the main character, then she starts to doubt him, and they break up, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's things that could be resolved with just by talking, and they for some reason don't, for no reason.
I'm curious, kind of, and I don't mind you maybe hinting a little bit at this, Mal. Like, how quickly does it ramp up to him? Because it seems like he catches on very quick. Like, I got to the scene where he's not very good at dancing, but he has impeccable eyes. So he can, watch someone and basically copy them after a few times. So does his skill level, ramp up super high, or is it kind of like My Hero, where it's a slow, steady?
It's pretty slow. He's still very, new to everything. Well... At least even compared to the people, I guess it's hard because he's around some of the best dancers of his age group.
Yeah, so you're going to get better,
right? But he even in the current chapter, he's just trying to start to be able to compete with them. Basically,
those are typically the
4 years down the line.
Yeah, those are typically the sports manga that I generally like. Is when the character starts from literally absolutely nothing, and they have to work at it instead of just being like super gifted at it. Like if it's gaggy stuff like Roboto, I think that's funny because it's not really about necessarily the golf. It's more comedy. It's like that he's so good at golf and doesn't really care. But more like stuff like Baby Steps.
Yep.
I think this probably it gives me kind of Baby Steps vibes. The way he's probably going to progress.
I think you'll like it.
I'm looking forward to reading more of it.
I just hope it gets more than one core because you won't even meet like one of the best girls in it.
I think the main girl's pretty cool. So
well, just wait.
I think that does it for us tonight. This has been episode 8 of the podcast The Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast The Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes, SoundCloud, now topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Fridays. Give us a follow on Twitter at Podcast5R, Facebook, P5R Podcast. Meta's been streaming Neo. He's probably going to continue streaming Neo, so if you want to check that out, check him out at twitch.tv/PSOflow. Until next time, we'll see you later, guys.
Later.
Goodbye.